So a late night extra. Now I'm taking this as an example because I have been looking into Britain a little bit now. This is from September. The leading Finnish newspaper, a whole page in the leading Finnish newspaper, Helsingin Sanomat. I've commented on something they've done, before, and again, I know now. I feel that I know how the mainstream media, how the what ordinary people watch, how it works in the United States, and I'm very worried of how it seems to work in Great Britain, and now I'm wondering how it works everywhere else. And this is about the Finnish, how it works in Finland, and it would be lovely to know how it works in rest of the what calls itself civilized world. The headline is "An Old Socialist Excites Young People." Sounds very dirty in English, but that would be the translation. And it's from the time when there was a this is in connection with the useless challenge on Corbyn's leadership, and their, however you call it, is it a leader election in Labour, in the Labour Party. And again, the facts, as far as I understand, are that Corbyn is very much liked by people who the ordinary people in Labour Party, huge amount of new members, and he's absolutely hated by the establishment, and the official press has pretty much tried to destroy him from the get-go, and it in a way reminds awfully lot the situation where Bernie Sanders was in during the primary. And it is interesting because I attacked viciously the Washington correspondent during the presidential primaries, Democratic primaries. I thought she was in the Washington bubble, and whenever she ventured out of it, she had the wrong guide, and it was awful. But there are same features here. Now here's the ingress. The Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn gets a rock star's welcome from his own, his own people, his supporters. And here it comes. The rest of Britain hates him. I mean, it's in the ingress. You're commenting on a foreign political leader, and the second sentence is, the rest of Britain hates him. Now, again, I know that the British establishment hates his guts. But otherwise, I mean, I have no idea how could anyone try to claim that. And it's there. I mean, this is the ingress. I find that absolutely, the first, when I see that, I go, what are you talking about? And then continues, there's a lot of description of how everything looks and feels, and it's everywhere in the Finnish press. A lot of space. It's like reading a novel instead of just trying to get some facts, some history, and then a huge amount of talk, what people say, and absolutely no comment on whether what they say is true or where they come from or how it relates to something that happened before. Again, in the US Democratic primary coverage, there was like Sanders claims something like this, and you might have easily say that what he claims is actually the truth. And then there's Hillary says this on the other hand, and if you look back, she hasn't said that before ever in her life, and her record does not have anything to do with it. No comment whatsoever. He said, she said. And it's pretty much the same thing here. I mean, somebody wishes something, and somebody says they feel something. No commentary on whether that actually might or might not be true. And then when you have facts, they're pretty much about obvious things, and then I don't know, character assassination. I mean, career assassination. Again, you get the feeling that the person writing this has been talking to her colleagues in the mainstream media of the country in question where she's reporting from. And here they say that it's very funny. I cannot believe this. Oh boy, this is so difficult to explain. But it gives it says that the leadership of the party has lost its faith on Corbyn. And then it says what they think he is doing, and that he cannot win the 2020 parliamentary elections. I mean, 4 years, give Sanders a month and he would have beaten Hillary even with election fraud. And there's no comment on whether these people who say it, whether they're right. I mean, whether they have any point in saying that he's a failed leader. No commentary on that. And in the next paragraph, they are saying that or a few paragraphs, then they say that Corbyn himself is belittling Labour's problems. They've themselves said that Labour has problems without giving any real, any reality, any facts of why it would have problems. And then again we get to something that is again something that is a fact without any background or any history. It says that Corbyn is especially appealing to those who didn't get to enjoy the fruits of British economic boom. And again, this is I don't know the English word actually what it means when economy is doing well, when there's when economy is flying high. Because again, this is something that has been said in Finland. I've seen it said in other countries. For example, in Finland, I don't think that the economy has been doing well since the late 1980s. But there was supposed to be this great high period in economy, a huge boost and so on. And I didn't see it at all. In real life, I didn't see it. There was I've seen, whenever they are saying that there's a boom and the economy is doing well, I can see rich people getting richer and companies, giant corporations expanding. The bigger the better, the companies doing well, and stock holders and investors, they're getting richer. but I see no real high points for ordinary people. The huge increase in low wage crappy jobs and permanent high unemployment and nobody being able to afford traditional middle class stuff, and this is the high point in economy. And what happens when there's a low point? Well, a complete disaster. And again, you have to understand that another one is coming. Of course, they haven't fixed the system. The next crash is upon us. But it's again this economic growth. I haven't seen it at any point. It's like it's a fictional growth because it grows only to a very small amount of people. But again, they talk about it everywhere, and it's like it's a fact, economic growth, and I know you don't see it or feel it, but we have economic growth. Please believe me. Then they say Corbyn, he promises to remove tuition fees. I guess is the expression, but probably this is in university payment. No, at no point is it that. For the longest period, it was free in Great Britain, and it is free here and there. That it was Blair who actually brought them on. In recent history, nothing. And then again, they continue. He promises to build 1 million new flats and create 1 million new jobs. And nationalized the energy and traffic corporations. Why not? No comment on what is everybody else planning to do and why do something or why not to do something. Facts and what's been done in history and what has followed. He is against British austerity, which is another interesting thing. We have this continuous austerity everywhere because all the money has been given to rich people and countries, national states have no money and everybody's saving all the time. Austerity, and nobody's asking when it's going to end. When we saved enough so that we can have some sort of growth as far as ordinary people are concerned. So why not against the austerity? Against austerity, nuclear weapons, and he is doubtful of NATO and the EU, even though small, even though he was nominally for it during Brexit time. And again, why not be against NATO or EU? Why is he, and why should he not be? Nothing, no facts whatsoever. And then we get to this part. The Corbyn phenomenon has some similarities with the American politician Bernie Sanders, and the movement. And both of they're connected by their supporters' strong belief in their own candidate, like the supporters of other political candidates have never had any strong belief in them. Absolutely useless. And I remember another finished writing where somebody was saying, who was supposed to be an expert, that just this connection has been made between Sanders and Corbyn. The two are nothing alike. Well, it's very interesting to think, no two people are exactly alike, are they? But the situation where you have somebody an actual left winger against a giant system, that would be in most cases a similarity. But then again, most of it is then a hit piece saying that Theresa May is just is gonna kick Corbyn's behind in the 2020 election. 2020, 4 years. And that Corbyn has absolutely no chance. So I guess, it's trying to say, again, please just keep on going as we have now, because none of these people who are trying to challenge the system have no chance. Again, what does your press say?